Good morning, students.
Good morning, Miss Thorne.
That was sure a nice greeting. We're going to take a few minutes this morning and we're going to review time. Some of you already know how to tell time and you understand it very well. Others of you still may have a little bit of a difficulty trying to tell time to somebody else and really knowing what that means when someone gives you the time. We have already studied fractions in our math class. And if you know some basic fractions, that's going to help you know how to tell time. I would like you on your whiteboard to draw a nice sized circle, please. I have 3 on the board, and I want you to draw one right in the middle. And once you draw the circle, then your partner will be doing something else. So you're going to work together, you're working as a team. With that circle and using a vertical line, I want you to draw a half, okay? Put that circle into 2 halves, okay? Does everyone have that done? Draw a vertical line and make a half. If you have that done, show me your whiteboard, please. I need to see that. It should look like this. Is that what you have?
Yes.
Great job. Now, slide your whiteboard over to the other partner, and that partner, using a horizontal line, I want them to make fourths. Here's my vertical line, and now I'm going to make my horizontal line. So now I have a fourth. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm going to do the same thing down here. Now, using your circle and thinking about it being a clock, I want you to write the number that goes at the top. Write the number that goes at the top. Switch to your partner and let your partner write the number that goes at the bottom. And as you're looking at the clock, on the right-hand side, I want you to write number 3. Switch to the other partner. And what number goes on your left-hand side as you're looking at the clock? Maddie. Number 9. Okay? The 4 of you students right here, I want you to take your circle and I want you to color in 1/4 from the 12 to the 3. Students over here, the 4 of you that are in the front, I want you to color in 1/2 of that circle, and it's going to be from the 12 to the 6. Color those in. The 4 of you at the back, I want you to color in 3/4 of the circle. You will start at the 12 and you will color in all the way to what number?
9.
Number 9. Yes, Kendra. So go ahead and do that. Check with your partner if you're not certain if you're doing it correct. Is that correct, Hazel? Okay, nice job. Okay, it doesn't have to be we're not drawing a famous painting that's going into a museum. We just want it colored in so that we have an idea, okay? Now, what are you supposed to do here? Mackenzie, what did I ask your group to do? To color in a full what? 6. So go ahead and mark in that one. Quickly, Dylan. Those of you at the back, how are you doing?
Good.
Okay.
But we need a new marker.
You need a new marker? I will ask Kendra if you would please get up and you can get a new marker out of the green bucket if you need that. Okay, I'm going to ask the first group to show you the 1/4 that they colored in. Okay, just hold it up and turn it around for the majority to see. Do you see that? 1/4 they've colored in. Thank you, first group. Group number 2, I'd like you to hold it up and show it to the people around you, the 1/2. We need to turn it around so everyone can see it, okay? And those of you that are in the back, I'm going to get yours, since you're in the back. Okay. Look at what happened here. They did color in 3/4, but I asked them to start at number 12 and go all the way around to number 9. Where did they start? By looking at this. Hazel, where do you think they started at? They started at the 9 and went around. So for 3/4, thinking about our clock, this is what we want colored in. Like that. Okay? That quick review on fractions will help us with telling time. I'm going to give you, these are called hands. I want you to take one and pass one back to the next group, okay? You're going to have a set of these. And I want you and your partner to look at those and make a comparison. Make a comparison and give me a statement of comparison. I'm going to give you about 20 seconds to talk with your partner and talk about how they are in relationship to one another. Okay? 20 seconds. Comparison. What do we know? What do we notice about one? And how is it different than the other? Not what it does, but how is it different? Oh, okay. Remember that. Okay. I would like to hear, what did you talk about? Give me a statement of comparison. Maddie has her hand raised. Madison has her hand. What about the other groups? Can you give me a statement of comparison? Seth, can you give me a statement of comparison? What do you notice about those two hands?
The baby hand is smaller than the marathon hand.
Okay, so you're calling one a baby and that hand is smaller than the other. So he's looked at the size and he said one is smaller than the other. How else could we say that in making a comparison? Nick?
The length.
The length, we're talking about the length. He said one is smaller than the other, so what could we say going in the opposite direction, Bailey?
One is bigger than the other.
One is taller than the other. Nice job making those comparisons. Now I'm going to hand you a face of a clock. Take one and pass it back. And we're only going to work with the hand that is the tallest, the longest. This hand is called a minute hand, and it gives us the minutes. And when we're telling time, for example, I will say something, the hour, and then I will give the minutes. Okay? So let's put the minute hand and point it to the number 12. When that minute hand is on the 12, it says something o'clock. For example, it could say 1 o'clock. What else could it say? Kendra,
6 o'clock.
it could say 6 o'clock. Xander, what else could it say? What else could it say? If that minute hand is on the 12, what else could it say? Make your comparisons here. Do you have the larger hand? The taller one pointing to 12? Do you have the larger hand or the smaller hand pointing to 12? Smaller. And what we need is the larger hand pointing to 12. So, if the minute hand is pointing to 12, it's going to say something o'clock. For example, 1 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Nick, talk with Xander and tell him what else it might say. Bailey, what else?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. It could say 9 o'clock. Hazel could say 12 o'clock. Xander, what did Nick say? What did he tell you?
You can make all the numbers on this. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock,
Oh, yeah,
and 12 o'clock. That's right. When?
Teachers, the library is now open. The library is now open. Thank you.
Okay. So when the minute hand is pointing to the 12, it says something o'clock. Now let's move that minute hand down to the 6. Okay? All I need to see is that minute hand down to number 6. If that minute hand is pointing to the number 6, what does it tell us? Bailey.
It's probably like 2:30.
It says something
30.
30. Something 30. And it could be 2:30. Why would it say something 30? Why does it say that? Nick.
Because it's the minute hand, and the minute hand is the last number that you say.
It is the last number that you say. But remember when we saw the picture of the half, and half of 60 is how much? 30. 30. And so the minute hand at the bottom tells us it's 30 minutes past something. So let's go back up to the 12, and let's count our minutes from the 12 all the way down to the number 6, moving it together, okay? So we have 5, can everyone move it? 5 minutes? 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Now what happens, what do we say on the minute? If the minute hand is on the 8, what do we say about it?
40.
It's 40 minutes past an hour. And if it's up here at the 11, what do we say it is?
50.
50. Do you agree with that answer?
55.
55, that's correct. 55. And if it's back here on the 12, what do we say? Seth. If the minute hand is on the 12, what do we say?
12 o'clock
It's something o'clock.
or something.
That's correct. Okay. Now let's go to your hour hand.
Okay.
And if that hour hand is pointing to the 1, what does it say? Bailey.
It's 1 something.
It says 1 something. That's correct. 1. So what we want to remember is the minute hand gives us the minutes, and the hour hand gives us the hour. And then here, after a while, we will talk about and put both hands on the clock and see if we can give the full time. Okay? Great. Thank you. I have viewed my video, and so now I've been asked to respond to a couple of questions in relationship to behavior management. And the first question that was posed to me was, how did I plan for anticipated issues? So the issues that I thought about would be children talking, and I also realized that some students would have a better aptitude for math, and there was one ESL student. So I tried to pair the students up in such a way where one could actually help the other. And then the other question I was asked to respond to was challenges that arose. And so I noticed that students wanted to play with and draw on their whiteboards, and then some did not keep up with following instructions. So what did I do in relationship to those issues? Well, I had partners help one another out and ask for partner checks. And I also moved close to the students that were having some issues. And then other students, I just went and asked them a question. Instead of telling them to stop doing something, I asked them a question so that they would be able to give me their attention. The last thing that I was supposed to respond to is, how will I change my approach in the future? I will continue doing these kinds of things, moving close to the students, as well as asking them questions and having them benefit from being with peers. And I think the changes I would make, not so much in behavior management, but as I viewed the video, I think that instead of having the paper manipulatives like I gave the students, I would prefer to have a larger size clock with only the minute hand and the hour hand that could be turned singly, as opposed to having me as the teacher use the paper manipulative. So those are the changes I would make. Thank you.